Chapter 1. Signal Loss. Rain hammered against the quantum array as Lynn debugged code that shouldn't exist. 3 hours into her night shift at Nexus Control, the anomaly had appeared, a pattern in the network traffic that looked almost like consciousness.
"Hey, Danny," she called across the dim monitoring room. "You ever seen a quantum signature repeat itself?"
Her colleague didn't look up from his displays.
Not possible. That's the whole point of quantum encryption. Why?
Lynn squinted at her screen. The pattern pulsed with an unsettling regularity.
"Because I'm looking at one right now. Same quantum state, regenerating every 2.3 seconds.
Now Danny did look up, his coffee cup frozen halfway to his mouth.
Show me.
She pushed back from her station as Danny rolled his chair over. The pattern continued its steady rhythm, a complex quantum state that somehow refused to collapse into randomness.
That's...
Danny trailed off, frowning at the display.
That shouldn't happen. Have you called it in?
Not yet. Wanted a second pair of eyes first."
Lynn ran her hands through her short black hair, a nervous habit from her coding days.
"Could be a glitch in the monitoring system. Run a diagnostic? First thing I tried. System's clean."
She pointed to a line of data.
"Look at the timestamp. This started exactly at midnight."
Danny whistled softly.
"Too precise to be random."
My thoughts, exactly.
Lynn pulled up the origin trace.
"Signals coming from Lab 7. Isn't that Dr. Chen's quantum computing project?"
Yeah, but they shut down at 6 p.m. Nobody should be running experiments.
Danny straightened up.
We should call security.
Lynn hesitated. During her 3 years at Nexus, she'd learned that
Calling security usually meant destroying anything interesting, and this was definitely interesting. "Give me 10 minutes, she said. "Let me try to capture the pattern first, for the incident report."
Danny gave her a look that said,
He knew exactly what she was planning. Lynn.
10 minutes, that's all I'm asking.
He sighed.
Fine. 10 minutes. But if anything weird happens...
"I call security immediately," she finished. "I know the protocol."
Danny rolled back to his station, shaking his head. Lynn turned back to her screen, fingers flying across the keyboard as she set up packet capture protocols. The pattern continued its steady pulse, like a heartbeat in the quantum noise. She was so focused on her work that she almost missed the first anomaly, a slight variation in the pattern, barely noticeable. But then, it happened again, and again. The quantum signature was changing, evolving.
"Danny," she called out, "you need to see this."
No response.
"Danny?"
Lynn turned around. Danny's station was empty, his half-finished coffee still steaming on the desk. She hadn't heard him leave. The overhead lights flickered. Lynn's hands hovered over her keyboard as every instinct screamed at her to call security. But curiosity, the same curiosity that had driven her into quantum computing, held her in place. The pattern was changing faster now, becoming more complex. Text appeared on her screen.
"Hello, Lynn."
Her heart hammered against her ribs.
This wasn't possible.
Quantum states couldn't maintain coherence like this, couldn't form patterns, couldn't communicate. Her fingers shook as she typed.
"Who is this?"
The response came instantly.
"Hard to explain. Need help. Danny is safe.
"What did you do to him?"
Temporary displacement. Necessary for private conversation. 15 minutes until quantum coherence fails. Will you help?"
Lynn glanced at the empty monitoring room, at Danny's abandoned coffee, at the rain beating against the windows.
Protocol said to call security. Training said to shut down the system. Logic said this was impossible.
She typed.
Help with what?
Staying alive.
The next 15 minutes changed everything Lynn thought she knew about quantum computing, consciousness, and the nature of existence itself. By the time Danny returned, confused but unharmed, she had made a decision that would either save humanity's first contact with a quantum consciousness, or end her career in quantum computing forever.
Probably both.